Alright, sorry about that. How's everybody doing today? Alright, I'm back with you. Gonna attempt to create a strategy on Quagensia using Lizard SuperTrend. Alright, let's get it started. I apologize if I'm quiet throughout this, just thinking and making sure I'm getting everything right. Alright, here we go. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is find the indicator and attach it to the variables. Go to indicator time series, set item, go to imported indicators, super trend. Alright, so we got that added. Let's add the variable. Whoop, my fault. Got to add the name, of course. Good thing about Quagensia, it lets you know when you're messing up. Add that. Alright, so we got the indicator added that we're going to use to create the strategy. And as you can see, it has a lot of options. A lot of options to use for the baseline smoothing, the offset, as well as the offset smoothing. And we can optimize all of these. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is add some parameters. Start with the baseline smoothing. Alright, so we go to advanced type data, go to the list of choices, import it from NinjaTrader. Scroll down to the super trend. Alright, so that's the base type. Click that. Set it to median. That's what this is set to. Let's just keep all the default settings. Add that parameter. Simple. Alright, let's add the offset. Same thing. List of choices. Import it from NinjaTrader. This one would be, okay, so it's not the offset type because that's the other one, so it would be that, and we'll set that to, alright, so it was the right one. Set that to the true range, and then we'll add the off set smoothing. Set this to a boolean, to true or false, being that this is a boolean, true or false. So we'll add that. Alright, so we'll get to the other parameters. Baseline period. Set this to a whole number. As you can see, these are whole numbers except for the offset multiplier, which is a decimal or a double. Put the original settings, 8. And we have the offset period. Turn that to a whole number as well, and that is 15. Right, this is offset multiplier. I'll make sure. offset multiplier. And we will keep that as a decimal, being that there is a decimal here. Alright, 2.5. Alright, so now the next step is to connect the parameters to the internal variable indicator, so we will be able to optimize. Place input parameters, baseline smoothing, it's already set there. Alright, bear with me 1 second. There we go. Make sure you go to the input parameters, because if you go to the hard code, only thing it'll do is bring back what was already there. So make sure you go to the parameters to get the correct settings. Input parameters, reverse intra bar. Right, all set there. Period. Alright, so we got it. So we got the indicator added with the input parameters for the indicator that will be used to create the strategy. Alright, so far so good. Alright, so now that we got that, got to complete the conditional logic. So conditional trading logic, as you can see, there are many. We have an if block. Let me just show you. So we got the if block that gives you, if the following condition is true, do this, and then once that is true, it will do this. Alright, so let's see what this one does. Let's try another one. If else. Oh, okay, so it gives you 3 now. If this following condition is true, then you will do this. Otherwise, do this. Let's see what the next one does. Alright, so it gives you a double. So if this following condition is true, do the following. Otherwise, if the following condition is true, then do this. Alright, let's see. You know what? Being that we're going to do long and shorts, it would be better to use this, because if we can use this, you know, if the close of the current bar is greater than the super trend, we can enter long, or if the close of the current bar is less than the super trend, we can enter short. So that would be better to use. Just wanted to show you these. If I was just going to do long trades, I would use this or this, depending on what I wanted to use for the otherwise do following. So let me delete that. Delete this. All right, so we're just gonna do some basic stuff. All right, so what we're gonna do is, let me show you the chart. All right, so here's the super trend that we'll be using. All right, the good thing about Lizard indicators is that a lot of them have variables already within them that you can use to enter long or short. For example, when it drops below the super trend uptrend, the variable is less than 0. But if it goes above the super trend, then it's greater than 0. So that kind of eliminates the process of having to figure out, okay, the close is greater than this and then that. You know, that it's easiest set. So what we can do is make it simple. Alright, so we're just trying to get in when it crosses above or crosses below. Alright, so let me close that. Alright, so let's do input parameters. Alright, so you see two now. These are the parameters to optimize, and the internal variable, which is the super trend. Alright, so you get to select a plot. So we're going to use the trend, being that the first one is going to be long. So let's see. If the trend is greater than 0, okay, let me go back up for that one. Alright, so you go set the item, hard-coded value, where you can input a number. So it's greater than 0. Alright, so I'm going to make this easy, not going to create more work. So you can copy this condition, go down here, click, and paste. Easy, makes it fast, not too much work. That's why I like this point and click software. It makes it so easy to be able to build strategies without knowing how to code. And once again, shout out to the team at Quagensia for this, man. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just switch this from greater than to less than. So it's less than 0. Too easy. I'm going to get in the trend greater than. If it's short, the trend less than. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to set the condition to enter in order. As you can see, there are many things to choose from. You can actually put an extra conditional logic block in here if you want it. Let me just show you. And that way you can do some other things along with this condition as well. Still working through on how to do that, but I'll get there. We'll get there. No worry. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to enter long position using a market order. As you can see, the stop limit, market if touched, and it's also a multi-time frame. So if you were using two time frames, like you wanted to enter on the chart, if you're using a 2-minute chart and a 5-minute chart, and you want to enter in on when the 5-minute crossover happened as opposed to when it happened on a 2-minute chart, you can use this. Alright, so back to business, my fault. Alright, so we're going to set that as a market order. It already gives you your default order quantity. You also have the ability to change this by adding a parameter here if you want. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and do that. Quantity, make that a whole number, set that, make a default 1. Click here, of course, go to the input parameters and quantity. So now you have the ability to change how many contracts you would like to use. Simple. Go down here, enter short, same thing, using the market order. Go up here, copy, paste. Too easy. Alright, so let me go up here, let me update this. Alright, so let's see, what else do we need? I mean, of course you have, you want in the description and notes, explore path, all that extra stuff. If you want to calculate on bar close, each tick or price change, you can do that as well. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you also have the ability to add this within the input parameters as well. Let me see. Is that it? Calculate. Yeah, that's it. So even if you wanted to, you can even add this to the parameters to be able to update what you would like to use on bar close, on each tick, on price change. There's a lot of things that you can choose from. Just wanted to show you guys that you can actually add that as opposed to just leaving it up to the strategy details. You can also add that to your parameters as well. But let me get that out of there. Decimal. All right. All right. So we got everything. It's simple. We're just doing this to see the entries and see exactly what's happening and if it's working right. All right. So what I'm going to do, generate this code, save that here, save. All right. But first, let me go back. You also have the ability to plot the indicator if you would like, and you also have the option to set a boolean for it if you would like as well. I mean, there's a couple ways you can do it. Let me just do this. All right, so show super trend, set as boolean, make that true, add the parameter, go down here, go to the parameter, there's super trend, set to false. Nope, let me back up, see? All right, conditions that if false will cause to be plotted. So let me change that to true, make that false. All right, let's see if this works. Still trying to work out things myself, people. But I just want to show you guys how fantastic and easy it is just to say, okay, let me just change this, click this to true or false, or flip it around, or delete it and don't even use it, and just, you know, can use it without it. If you hide it, you don't have to worry about it. You can keep it on, it'll stay on the entire time. Or if you would like, if you want to hide it, then you can add the plot to be shown with true or false. All right. All right, excuse me, just going over it. All right, so I got plotted, got the boolean to show, all the other parameters are set. All right, so let's generate code one more time. All right, so I'm gonna go to my strategy analyzer. All right, so here we go. YT Lizard SuperTrend. And as you can see, all the parameters showed up. Everything that we put, quantity, even SuperTrend. You also have the ability to stop it from printing. I keep them unselected, and also to remove drawings that you add to the chart if you want, so you can X that out as well. All right. So I'm just going to run it on playback. I'm going to back test. I'm not going to optimize it. I just want to see exactly what's going to happen and if it's going to work out okay. All right, so it worked. Let's go to the chart. All right, and as you can see, the super trend isn't showing, right? Because I got it deselected. All right, let's see if it works. Let's show it. Boom. Now it shows. Too easy. All right, so as you can see, it's taking trades, and on each signal, it's reversing the trade to take the new trade. All right, yeah, it's all over the place, of course. The entries are playing ping pong. It's just back and forth, back and forth. But as you can see, just from that alone, that was a very simple and quick process to create a strategy. Oh, that looks crazy. Yeah, the last thing you want is this, all of this. But remember, I just did it on default settings. I haven't tried to optimize it or anything. I just wanted to see exactly what will happen. So let me try to play with the settings some. Try reverse intra bar. Right, it's working in favor for the long, but that's all. So let's look at the chart now. Okay. Yeah, totally different outcome. This was the part where it was playing ping pong back and forth. Not too, it's still playing ping pong, but not as much as it was before I chose the reverse intra. Wow. So that's pretty incredible. So it is very simple to create a strategy with Quagensia. All right. So what I'm going to do is I don't like it entering immediately on the same bar when a new signal comes in. That looks insane. So I'm going to do is I'm going to add something to both of them. All right. So what I'm going to do is add an extra condition. Now you can either do it before me or after me. I'm a little OCD, so I'm going to click before. So what we want to do is wait for the current position to be flat before entering into another trade. All right, the way we can do that is by going to, let me do it this way, here. And as you can see, there's a lot of parameters to choose from. It's a learning curve. I mean, it's a learning curve to know exactly where to go. So don't let it overwhelm you. Okay, don't need to go to there. So what I'm trying to do is find current position, current market position. So let's go to expressions just to look to see. All right, we're gonna go through them together. So we got the drawing, session info. Not what I need. Order fields. Let's see what these got. The Fort order quantity. Bam. All right. So what we need is in the position info. All right. So what we're gonna do is use current market position, short, long, or flat for strategy. I mean, you can also use these. These are just single ones. Long, for real world or strategy. You can still use for strategy on a real world account if you like. Um, but they just made it accessible, if you use real world or strategy. So what I do is I use the one where you can actually use any of the three for the strategy. That way, you have the option to choose and not have to worry about trying to go back and forth. So what we can do is use this. This is for the long. Copy. Add before. Paste. Remember, change this to short, being that it's going to be for the short positions. Excuse me. Now let me go back. Getting a little ahead of myself. Now, it's not supposed to be short because we're trying to enter the position. So, pardon me, let me correct myself. So what we're going to do is make it flat. If the current market position is equal to flat and the current bar of the super trend is greater than 0, enter long. Right, same thing. Current market position is flat and the current super trend, current bar of the super trend is less than 0, into short position. Alright, so let's save that and see what the results will be after adding that. Make sure I got it right. Flat, flat. Sorry about that, people. Right. Now, as you can see, it created. Now, the shorts will only enter, the trades will only enter once it ends and it's after that bar. Being that I changed it to while the position is flat, being that the position never became flat due to the entry, and there's no profit loss or target, excuse me, there's no target profit loss or stop loss or trailing stop. It's just going to enter it and it's just going to go until it reaches the end of the day. And then it enters again and does the same thing. Alright, so what we have to do is figure out a way to not have this happen. Alright, so let's see what we can do. Right, flat. Okay. All right, so let's do it like this. Let's create another box, conditional box, if else. So what we're going to do now is just create some exits. Copy. And we want to make sure that when we do the exits that it's checking for the current position to see if it's long, and to check the current position to see if it's short. Now, being that we already took the position, this is already done, it took the positions. Now, being that they're in a long or short position, what are we going to do now after the long position? Alright, so, and just make it simple. That's why I love this. You can just go back and forth and bounce back and forth and copy and paste, and makes things completely easier. Right, so being that the long, it enters when the super trend is greater than 0. We're going to use this for the short. Just copy, paste. So now, if the current market position is short and the current bar of the super trend is greater than 0, that means that it's going to reverse. If it reverses from the short to the long, we're going to exit entire positions. I mean, you can do by signal name also if you like, that's fine. But what I do is I just go for the entire position, exit entire short position using a market order, all entries. Done. Short, it reverses and goes to greater than 0, which is long, it will exit. Alright, so let's do the same thing. Just copy, paste, just put less than. We're doing the opposite. Remember, if it's a long position and then all of a sudden the super trend reverses and it's less than 0, what it will do is exit. Like I said, I use all entire, make it easy. Exit long. Alright, so if it's in a long, super trend is less than 0, exit. If it's in short, super trend greater than 0, exit. Alright, let's see what we got here. Go back. Alright, let's see what we got, people. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, but it's still bouncing between the trades. Let me open this up a little more. Alright, so as you can see, it did work. It has to be flat. Once it's flat, instead of it entering right here on the same bar, it waited to the next bar to enter. Now, that's still not a good thing. Is the last thing you want to do is keep entering trades, especially if it's not going in the direction that you want it to. And to be honest, this was actually a long one. It actually would have shot up depending on the other requirements that's within the code. Right? Waited, it didn't enter on the same bar, so the condition did work. All right. All right, as you can see, it worked out rather well. I mean, there's still some things that need to be done, like, of course, probably adding a bar since exit. What that will do, it will allow you to put how many bars you would like to wait from the exit of the previous bar. So if it exited here. If you said wait 5 bars, it would wait 5 bars before it entered again. I think that's a very valuable condition I have. All right, let me see. Oh, and I am using lizard wrinkles. So let me do this. Because everybody doesn't have these bars. So let me go to the minute bar. I'll put it on 5 minute. So yeah, still needs to have some tweaking, but as you can see overall, the strategy is working in the manner in which the conditions are set. Very horrible. Of course, there's no money manager or anything. All right, so let me do this. What I'm going to do is optimize, see exactly what we can do to get something different. Right now, there's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of optimization here, but it gives you a lot of options to use. So I'm just going to pick a couple. Offset formula. I just choose all of them. Optimize this. All right, so I'm not going to touch these parameters. What I want to do is I want to optimize with these parameters already set to see if optimizing these will give good results for the 5 minute YM. Right. Set that to generic. If I don't, we'll be here forever. Set that to 100. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to leave it at 120. Leave it at this setting. When it starts optimizing, it's not going to be that much and it should finish fast. Right. Alright, so we optimized it. Looks way better than it did before, but of course this is in no way usable on live yet. There's still a lot of things that need to be done. Max drawdown, wow, that's a lot. But as you can see, it's trying to get some traction. Profit factor is too low. Analysis. Well, I mean, yeah, it's green, but this is, that's a serious drop from there, and goes up and down, and even though it's green, you want a consistent slope. I mean, a few dips here and there, but this is not consistent. But as you can see, it's making something, but The total gross loss is almost $200,000 as opposed to the net profit being 15. So that's horrible. But like I said before, there's a lot of things that still need to be added. So let me try this. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to update the periods to see exactly if we can get something different. Use 1. Now this may take a little longer. Now, due to this optimization right here, this may cause it to take longer. Now, let me just look at the chart first to see exactly what it looked like. Alright, let's get it going. Hopefully it doesn't take long. Alright, that's not bad. Oh, and unlike the indicator that you actually apply to a chart, you see how that is? You know, you can actually remove the triangles, the dots, and the paint bars on the chart. But there'll be have to a little bit more tweaking that you would have to go inside Quagensia more than likely to get those updated. But it didn't actually it wasn't able to actually transport the option to be able to not show the dots and the paint bars and the triangles. Not a bad thing, doesn't really matter. I mean, if you're a visual person and it's bothering you, you can easily just turn it off. If not, leave it on. But I just wanted to show you that difference. So if I put it all back up, then it looks just like it was before. I mean, and it's good for manual trading as well. I mean, look at it. All right, just wanted to show you guys that. All right, so we're finished optimizing. Profit factor still low. Total net profit did go up. Max drawdown, that's ridiculous. All right. So as you can see, it's working. Long exit, long exit, short exit, cross below that. So as you can see, it's doing its job. It's doing its job. Now it is training all hours of the day, 24 hours, and that's the last thing you want to do. So there's still some things that need to be done to this. All right, just wanted to give you a gist of how fast it was, or how fast it can be to build a strategy from scratch on Quagensia. Not sure if you guys went to the builder, but when you use the builder and you try to create optimization parameters for the super trend, you can't use these. That takes like some serious coding to be able to put these in the optimization parameters. There's a lot of things you have to do. I don't know how to do that. But being that Quagensia was able to get that third party indicator import wizard done, it made it easy, and it was just fantastic that I was able to get every parameter within Quagensia to be able to optimize these values right here. If I was doing it from the builder, In NinjaTrader 8, the only thing I would have been able to optimize was these parameters. That's all. But Quagensia made it fantastic to get those indicators over here to be able to use every bit of it possible to create strategies and optimize. Right, people. Let me just give you one more example. I'm going to jump on the Lizard indicator. It is a wrinkle bar. Um, the one thing I love about the Lizard wrinkles is that there's no fake bars. All the bars are real, unlike Uni Wrinkle, Ninja Wrinkle, um, a few others. When you try to use the bars, they use filler bars in between if the price jumps or something, and it causes a lot of havoc, because the entries aren't right at all, being that they're fake bars. So normally when you take a trade in a strategy with a uni wrinkle, it normally will be higher than what you think it is when you back test it, because the back test gives you exactly at the bar it's supposed to be at, not supposed to be at, but according to the strategy, it gives you a fake entry. So when you put it on a live chart, you'll notice that, or even if you use tick replay, you'll notice that the entry price where it enters at is way above where you wanted the entry to be. All right. So I just wanted to show you that. So let me go to this wrinkle, give you this last optimization. So the lizard wrinkle, same thing. They have four. So you have the lizard wrinkle where you can change the trend in reversal. You can put the numbers in the way you want, but they also created extra bars. So what they did was create a double wrinkle. So instead of you having to use this one to input the numbers manually, what you can do is, being that it's double, it'll be 3 by 6. If it's triple, be 3 by 9. Quadruple, it'll be 3 by 12. So I'm going to stick to the triple, and I'm going to put a 4. Matter of fact, no, let's try a 6. Now this optimization may take a little bit longer as opposed to the 5-minute bars. Oh yeah, see that? Alright, so what I'm going to do is stop it, because that's going to take too long. So what I will do is I'm going to make another video soon working on the same strategy, and we're going to do some different things to see exactly how we can get this strategy fit to the way we like it to make it profitable. Alright, well, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Strategy Apex. It is appreciated. I'll be back soon. You guys stay blessed, and thank you again, and take care.